Billy Beige here, and it's been almost 3 years, and now we have another female Xesray Studio figure. This is Gold Hildr from Combatants Fight to Glory. This is the event exclusive version because part of me suspects from the bio, because the bio talks about her dyeing her hair red and doing other stuff, dressing as a Celt and everything. We may get another version of Gold Hildr, Red Hildr, I don't know. But this was provided for review by Bombusbee.net. I am incredibly grateful for them sending me this figure for review. With Vlattia 3 years ago, I was not super thrilled with what she ended up being. Hopefully, after almost 3 years, they've improved on the things that I had gripes about. I had gripes about how hard it was to take parts off of her, like remove her feet, remove her arms, things like that. The paint scuffing from having where she has this armor on in there, and Vlattia did. She had the armor on her legs, and as soon as she took it off, she had paint transfer on there that did not come off. And just fragility of the figure in general, because you're paying a pretty good penny for like a premium figure, and it should be a premium figure. Now, I would plug Bombusbee.net to be like, hey, go buy this on Bombusbee.net. But right now, she's sold out. There are other Xesray figures still up for pre-order and in stock there. So I'll put that link in the description. I'll put it in the comments there. Go check them out. If Gold Hildr is not up to snuff, I do still think Bombusbee.net is a good site to buy from. If you are still looking for Gold Hildr at the end of this review, she's still up for pre-order on newmeta.com. I do think newmeta.com is a good website. I had where I bought the Legions Con exclusive figures off there to get a couple extras. They fulfilled it. They were the first to get them. They got them before Big Bad Toy Store did, stuff like that. They're still up for pre-order on there. And she's in stock on LT Cave. Those are the two places that I saw her close to what she retails for, around 50-something dollars. Everywhere else, AliExpress, eBay, stuff like that, you're going to be paying $80 plus, even maybe above $100 for this figure. So before you spend a butt ton on this figure, let's take a look at her and make sure she's worth it, because I don't want you buying something that's not worth it. So let's get her out of the box and see what Gold Hildr is up to. Gold Hildr out of the package and with all of her accessories on her. It's amazing. After 3 years, Xesray Studios learned modesty and actually gave her something to cover herself up with. But these soft goods, they, in the promo photos and stuff like that, they seemed a little bit more manageable. I do kind of like this look where she's completely covered with a fur. It makes sense if you have where you're like in the snow, an actual like Viking stuff like that. But it's a lot of fabric to work with. I'm sure you could like layer it, fold it, do all these other things with it, but it would have been nice to have that kind of just stitched a little bit beforehand. But let's just start working this stuff off of her, because it's part of it. So they do have where all of the fur soft goods are snaps, which amazingly do hold very well. It doesn't feel like they're going to tear off of the fur. But like, yeah, that's just a big dumb clump of fur. It's not neat. There's no like, oh, this is, no, it's just, yeah. It's not shaped like a beast's body. It's not like this is a bear. No, it's just there. It's just there. It's a big piece of fur. The skirt, same thing. It has where it's a lot. I'm sure, again, like if you took it and like cut it down, fold it yourself, just try to get it just to work better, it might look a bit better. But yeah. But here we go. Gold Hildr with all of her weapon accessories on here. She has a sword, she has a short axe, she has a great axe, and then she has like a hidden dagger stuck on her caboose back there. I think she looks good. Her skin tone is definitely not what was in the pictures. I'm sure people have already gone over that and talked about that too. But in person, looking at her, because like in photos, it's darker, obviously. It almost has where it looks like there's a gray tone to it, which is odd to me. I don't, I don't know what the choice was there. Um, just a little bit lighter would have went with like the whole, blonde barbarian thing a little bit. Even just like super tan, it just doesn't quite hit just right. And again, like it wasn't what it was in the product photos, but still looks like a good paint job, matches all the joints, which is a big thing. I am so glad the joint color matches the paint. That's something like on the what was it? Icon Collectibles Conan, where his joints just did not match his paint tone, and that was just like a big like drawback from that. But at least with her, it's matching. So let's go ahead and just take her off this and start swapping some parts and see where we start getting to the issues. So her helmet does have like good amount of paint detail on there. It can be lined up so you can see her eyes out of it. So like that should be, the correct way to wear it there. It is a soft plastic, so like it's pliable. I'm okay with it. I think I still would have liked to have a second head or just an alternate head though. Without her hair bun on there, she kind of looks like Bo Derek. And if you don't know who Bo Derek is, this reminds me of like Bo Derek, like the beach run. She's a model. Um, I wonder if Xesray Studios has where they just were like, I'm gonna make a Bo Derek barbarian. I don't know. But the helmet hair is sculpted all the way around, so you could have her without this bun on there. It does have a hole in the top of her head for the bun to attach and stay secure. It goes on there. I think it looks good with it. It's kind of... Oh, wait. Oh, hair stuck in there. There we go. There we are. Yeah, little hair got stuck in there. But, like, it looks fine to me. It could be better. It's a system that, like, from afar, obviously, like 2 feet away, looks decent. Has where it blends in with her braid. It's fine to me. Next, let's take a look at her weapons and stuff. So Gold Hildr does come with an assortment of weapons, and I'm very glad to say, compared to Vlattia, these don't feel like they're going to break. They don't feel like they're made of a hard plastic that has where it's just going to like snap if she fell, or if you had where you like accidentally twisted in her hand wrong or something. These feel like they're good and solid, but pliable enough not to just snap. Now, she has a hidden dagger, I would almost say, because it's way behind her dump truck there. The sheath doesn't come off. I'm not going to pull it off of her waist, but like it's tucked in back there. It's a soft plastic. You can put the dagger in there. She can reach all the way around and grab it. The dagger itself, though, for her weapon holding hand, it is too small for her to have it like in a firm grip. You can kind of get it in there and kind of like fudge it a little bit. I'm sure if you heated up her hand, even though it is a soft plastic, her hands, I'm very happy to say, all of them are a soft plastic and are kind of pliable there. So it's not like you're fighting against ridiculous hard plastic trying to shove a fragile weapon in there. So that's two good things on two accounts there. But maybe you could heat it up and kind of form it a little tighter possibly, but you can fudge it. Next up, she does have a small hand axe, and it goes into her waist, and it has where like she holds it very decently. This is the right size for her weapon holding hand. The next thing I was really impressed by was her sheath for her sword. Her sword has where it has a sheath, plugs into her like mini kind of just busy waist there. It's a little hard to get in there, but it has where it's a very soft plastic. In fact, let's take a look at it real quick. Like it is super soft, which is kind of great because like I hate putting like a hard plastic sword into a hard plastic sheath and it feels like it's going to like get stuck forever, or trying to pull it out might cause it to snap or things like that. This works out. Next is her sword. Her sword, it looks really good. It's got, decent paint on it. It's like a basic kind of gladiator sword almost. It's cool. It's a harder plastic though, but still it's got some give, so it's not gonna snap. I'm again very, very stoked about that compared to Vlattia. And last, she does have her great axe there. It is a lot thicker than the single axe. It will stretch out her hand some. Man, I'm regret saying all of this out loud. But like she'll be able to hold it. She'll be able to hold both ends of it. It works out, and like they all have like a nice wash on them. All of her weapons look fantastic. And before we move into how to like swap everything and take her apart, she does have 4 sets of hands. She has her fists, weapon holding hands, gesturing hands, and completely flat hands. And of course, it wouldn't be a Xesray Studio figure without bare feet. So taking her apart, because you do need to take her apart to remove some accessories, to be able to swap out parts, what have you. I know some people have had where they've had breaks, they've had loose limbs, things like that. So far on this one, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues. Just been fiddling around with her today. So let's just go ahead and just start from the top, work our way down. Take off her head, just easy, pull, twist, off it goes. So goes her necklace, Then to take off her arms. So Xesray has improved this, like not the experience of taking off the arms, obviously, but they have improved the arm articulation. So she does have like this butterfly in there, and like it works kind of okay. It works better on one side than the other one, but it is also on like a ball joint there. And if you want to take off the top, you have to take off the arms. So at least on mine, if you lift and twist, this pops off out of the butterfly pretty easy on this side. And honestly, I think my left side has where it needs to be like grinded down a little bit, because it just doesn't move as well as the other one. On the right side here, if I go to do this one, the whole butterfly comes out of there. So then you can see it's a ball joint, kind of carved in there. It's a ball joint, pops on there, and it can, butterfly forward some, and like that works out. But you don't have to take off both arms. Once you have the arm off, you don't have to take the arm off to take off all of this arm stuff here. You can pop off at the wrist. It's a ball joint there. I'm pretty sure on the original one it had where it was a peg. So like I feel like that's an improvement. It doesn't look like it's gonna snap as much. I still don't like this focus on it. This type of peg where it has that half peg to it. Focus. Why won't you focus on that hand? Yeah. I still am not a fan of how these pegs work. Like just in general, I don't like just that, because like if you had where you pushed on this, there's nothing to keep it from bending. I've never liked them. I still don't like them, but yeah, it's what works for them. But like it's easy to take off like the armor there. Let's go ahead and just do this on this arm too. Pop off the hand, take off the forearm armor, take off the bicep armor there. I'll pop your arm back on there just to have something there. And boom, that's on there. Obviously, you need at least one arm off to take off like her top. Pull that off. Boom. Top's off. And like, they paid attention to aspects in there. I'm not going to zoom in on them, but they definitely paid attention to painting a little extra there. Just a tad bit there. For her waist stuff, this is where it's going to get tricky. I could just slide it up over top, possibly. I think it might make it past her her rack, possibly. It might it's yeah, they ain't making it past her rack. No, that's too tight there. This is what I have not done yet. Ooh-wee. Let's see here. Could it be easy to pop her leg off? Yeah, easy to pop her leg off. But it's probably not going to make it past her huge donk. Let's see. Okay, wasn't... Oh, well, taking off too much there. That wasn't too bad. She does have like a T-bar in here. So that's something. It's a little tight, but it's not bad. I got her legs off now. You know what? I'm gonna put these back on. They just feels weird taking them off. I'm just saying. I think it's the right way. Whatever. For her feet, it's the same thing. On Vlattia, I had to heat them up in super hot water. But at least from what I've messed with so far, if I just twist and gently pull, the feet come off the peg, and that's not bad. So then we should be able to slide off the lower... I mean, I'll move my hand before I knock over my camera. There we go. The lower leg armor is off. And then slide that down. And from everything I can see here, it does not have where the paint is rubbing, because like that was super bad with Vlattia. That was such a pain, and it was something that I was just like, you know what, I don't need this figure, I'll just trade it away. And I did. I no longer have Vlattia because like I just did not think she needed to stay in my collection. Come off. There we go. And again, no paint transfer. That is a big improvement. I'm gonna say good job on that, Xesray Studios. It wasn't hard, just like the legs. Wait, did I put... Yep, that's right. Legs just pop on and off. It's not bad. I know some people have had issues. I've seen people twist and have where this like is broken on them, and like that does suck. Contact Xesray, you know. But so far, this has not been awful for me. So yeah. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Where's those? Yeah, bare feet. Let's go ahead and put the bare feet on here. Twist and push. Yeah, again, this is a lot better experience than the Vlattia figure. This is a big improvement in the mechanics of how this figure should work. And if I can get her hips straight. Yeah, I think... Yeah, those look even now. Yeah, so... There she is, completely, mostly stripped down. I'm not taking off the panties, guys. Sorry. I'm very surprised. Well, I'm very glad there's nothing sculpted down there. But I mean, like, wow, you know, just one more step, Xesray. But like, she does look correct. I think compared to Vlattia, because like Vlattia had where like her hips were like just super out there and just kind of odd shaped. This has where it's like more realistic human proportions. So yeah, this is a lot better. We'll go into articulation next. So let's see if they've improved articulation a ton on these things, because she still has where she has a double ball neck, you know, can look down so far, can look up so far, it's side to side. The hair has where it's a softer plastic. It can move around. It's decent. This is better than like the last set of hair and everything like that. Getting to her shoulders. Her shoulders are like the big improvement here with Xesray stuff, because originally these just pegged in. Now they have that shoulder butterfly. So like you can twist them forward some, get them back some there. They kind of almost like dip down a little bit because again, like earlier, there is I'll pop it off on this side. I guess one pops off best. A ball joint in there where the butterfly goes into, and then it is that peg and then hinge in there. And thanks to like that peg and hinge, if I pop this back in here, right? That peg and hinge and that bicep, well, peg and hinge and that butterfly, her shoulders can go up to a T pose, which is pretty impressive to me, honestly, for this body. It's dope. I'm down with that. Now, at her elbows, we have single jointed elbows that the way they're carved can go further than a 90 now, and they still have a twist at the elbow, you know, go out, then go in, stuff like that. At the wrist, she still has that kind of like hinge that like, yeah, I'm cool with, but that ball hinge, so you can go back, forth, You could twist it all the way around so you don't need multiple sets of hands in various different hinge poses. The ball does it. That is like the one thing like I do like with the ball hinge here. It you don't need as many hands made. You could just do like, oh, here's just one set. You're good. You're good. At the chest, because she has that mid-torso ball here, she can go back a ton. Like, that's a ton, and you still don't have where you see, like, the gap or the hole for where the ball goes in there. The ball goes in there. And, like, everything has where, oh, well, nice. Nice. Let's see if we can get that back in there. What's going on with you? What are you? Okay, that's odd. All right, so she has this in here. I think that's another point of articulation inside the body. So like that can move around in there. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to. Yeah, that's a double ball. Oh, what do you know? Double ball butterfly. That's, you know what? That's pretty good. I'm probably going to disassemble the other arm to make sure like that's how that one's loose, because this one has like a little bit issues, not as much range, but like, yeah, that's, you know what? That's pretty dope. Learning something new. Nice. And there's a butt. At the hips, let's get these up here. At the hips, it's that ball joint, because like we popped apart earlier, there's a T-bar in here, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. So I can get her hips out. That's not very ladylike. But like there's a bit of a twist inside of that hip thanks to that, but like I can, let's see here. Get them out. Okay, kind of splayed out. Twisted in. I can get them straight out. I can get them kind of further back, not too far there. Twist in. Yep. Twist out. It's neat. I don't know why I need, I mean like, okay, that's why I need a T-bar there. The T-bar has where I can have that ball there, and I can just shift them over enough so like one hip can kick out to the other side, and then the other hip can kick out to the other side as well. So I understand why that's a T-bar now. That's neat. It's kind of like that sachet to her hips. That's cool. I understand. It's a female figure. It's a female movement. In for it. You can hinge her, well, obviously you can hinge her legs up so far. At her knees, there's no like twist or anything like that, but they're double jointed. Go in that far. And then her foot, she can hinge back this far. Hinge forward this far. And then I can get a little bit of rocker out of there. Not a crazy amount. Yeah, okay. Well, you know, it can get crazy. Yeah, you know what? Good clearance on there, Xesray. I don't think before I had this kind of clearance on those ankles. That's dope. Again, I'm very surprised there's like this much improvement over the other like female figure that came out last year, Vlattia, and the other figures. Because basically, this is now like the new standard of like what their female figures will be. This is the articulation they'll have. This is the movement they'll have. This is what they'll be able to do. So, you know what? Good job, Xesray. This is an improvement. And for comparisons, here's Gold Hildr with a Mythic Legion's Con Armory Gladiator and one of the Combatants Fight for Glory training gladiators. And honestly, this is all I want to do for comparisons, because like now Gold Hildr leans more towards Mythic Legions in the quality of the paint, the accessories, the look and everything, compared to the Combatants that last time they were coming out. It's kind of night and day. It's fantastic. One of the things that it really reminds me of is like the larger Xesray figures they put out, like where it was like the Brothers of the Slaughterhouse and things like that. That large figure had those large figures had like quality paint jobs, articulation, all that. And it seems like that's been put forward into the female figures now, and that's got me interested now. So, going into this, I did not have a high opinion of the female Xesray figures. Again, Vlattia had where she was just not great for me. But Gold Hildr has where it seems like she's improved on everything that sucked with Vlattia. There's no paint transfer, the articulation's good, the weapons don't feel like they're gonna break, it's easy to swap out the hands and feet, it's easy to pop the whole figure apart, honestly. You just need to know which way the pieces are going. I do wish they had like a parts diagram with this figure going like, hey, you know, these go in this direction, these pop off in that direction. Honestly, even after I had done took all the parts off her and everything, I popped her apart at the torso, and that had where it was easy just to pull up and just pop her lower section from her upper chest. It was no big deal. I think if you were thinking about getting any of the new Xesray female figures, they're worth getting if she is just like what this new standard is. If they can keep up with this quality here, then yeah, they're worth buying now. I think they're definitely worth pre-ordering. I'm gonna pick up even like the guys with these, because I like the only one I ever picked up was the male gladiator trainer here, and he was kind of junk, honestly, a creaky mess, hard like plastic. If she has where she's the new standard, I'm in for it. They've definitely learned, or definitely took that quality they had in all those Beastmen of like the Brothers of the Slaughterhouse and stuff. They've made that into like a 1/12 scale human, and it works for me. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. I know some people have had breaks and issues and things like that. If you do have those kind of things, do contact Xesray Studio or contact whoever you bought them from, and they'll go and contact Xesray with it. Because like my figure, for once, was not that Monday, Friday unit. This is a good figure. But again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you in the next video. And man, I'm stoked that Bombusbee.net sent this to me. Thank you so much. Check them out. They have where they are a good website. They're a quality website. And again, if you are looking for this figure in stock or pre-order still, it's still up for pre-order on New Meta. And New Meta doesn't suck. And it's in stock at LT Cave. Right? LT Cave. And as far as I know, they don't suck. I've bought from them before. It's been a long time. But yeah. But I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.